In this video, we'll be talking about a cold front and a snowstorm that's going to bring in very cold and wintry weather to the Northeast later this week here. And it's going to definitely fool people that it's still winter, as well as some pretty significant snowfall across portions of upstate New York and the higher Appalachian Mountains, as we're looking at possibly over a foot in some areas according to some models, and as well some significant flooding towards the coastal areas. But we're going to talk about all this as we get into the video. Alright guys, what's up to the forecast? I hope you guys are enjoying your wonderful day. So before we actually get into the actual video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, of course. Hit the like button and as well the bell icon so you get notified as soon as I make a video here. But like I think you guys heard, I'm going to be talking about an April Fool's snowstorm here. Going to bring in some snow basically from March 31st all the way to around April 3rd. So it's going to kind of be right in that time frame when we're switching into the April time frame here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the forecast. So this is a look now at the temperatures here on later March 31st here. So we're going to start seeing some colder temperatures out there into portions of the other side of the Great Lakes here of Huron and Erie, where we're going to be seeing some just above freezing temperatures here outside all far into Ontario, while we're seeing some pretty warm temperatures on the New England coast and as well inland northeast, seeing anywhere from the 50s as well to portions of the higher and even mid 60s. But that'll all quickly change later into the evening hours of the 31st here, as we start to see a rapid cold front here. We got the Arctic blast coming from Canada. You got the little cold front making its way towards the south. So you're going to start seeing these temperatures on the northeastern coast getting a little bit warmer. We're starting to see some nearly 70 degrees as that cold front rushing in will increase that warm front strength a little bit. That's kind of what we see usually with these patterns like this. And rapidly later into, like I said, the 31st, we're going to start seeing below the 30s now, or below the 40s, so we're going to get nearly 36 degrees. There are some lower 40s and higher 30s is kind of what we're going to start seeing by the evening hours of the 31st. And as we now get into April 1st, which is a Thursday, we're going to start seeing below freezing temperatures across the upper northeast here off the Great Lakes, seeing nearly just 33 degrees near Buffalo. Going to start seeing as well freezing temperatures in the upper Adirondacks, but we're still going to be seeing some very warm temperatures across the inland, for the coastal areas of the New England and northeastern regions. Still seeing some 60s all the way up to some 50s, even including Maine. So we're going to start seeing a very warm coastal area, which is why the snow's going to kind of be more limited towards the higher elevations in the Great Lakes. But we're going to get up to as far or as low as 24 degrees there across portions of New York. And like I just said, we just saw some 60s in these areas not too long ago, literally 24 hours ago. And now we're seeing well below freezing temperatures there. Jamestown, areas such as, of course, Watertown, Syracuse, upper Pennsylvania near Erie, of course, getting towards State College, and even as well Buffalo, we're going to see well below freezing temperatures, getting nearly 24 degrees in some regions. Getting to the highs though for the second, it's going to be very, very actually cold, not getting really past past freezing really, and these temperatures will get even colder by the second, which is a Friday. You'll see nearly 18 to 19 degrees there. A rapid change in temperatures for the coastal areas, now getting below freezing temperatures for the upper New England, and as well even portions of the coast will start getting below freezing temperatures. And then New York City would get well below freezing into around 29 degrees, starting to see some 20s in the coastal region. So we're going to see a very frigid northeast just within a huge time frame of 24 hours. We're going to be seeing up to a 40-degree difference for some areas. I've seen nearly single digits for portions of the higher elevations there near Mount Washington as well into north central Vermont. And we're actually going to be seeing colder temperatures in these areas than what we're seeing in the Great Lakes. And that's kind of why we're going to be such a widespread snowstorm from the higher elevations here, kind of limited towards the more colder regions where we have that more significant cold air. And then I kind of start to really quickly warm up here by the 3rd. We're going to start seeing now these temperatures warming up ever so slightly into the Pennsylvania and mid-Atlantic region, but we're still going to possibly see as low as single digits in these higher elevations in New Hampshire, in the Adirondacks, and those higher elevations in Vermont. We may reach well below 10 degrees here, getting 8 degrees, 9 degrees. So we're going to be seeing some 20s across New Jersey, 20s across New England, and even some below freezing temperatures as far south as north central Virginia. And that'll quickly change here and warm up. We're going to start seeing a massive warm front that literally 2 days later, we're going to start seeing some 60s and 70s back up. So, I mean, it's going to be very bipolar week. So, it's definitely going to be an April Fool's prank on the Northeast, going from 60s to literally teens and even single digits back to 60s. So, it's going to basically be literally an April Fool's prank for the Northeast. But as you here to look at the 31st here, going to be seeing really some really saturated weather across portions of the mid-Atlantic and inner Northeast. Very heavy rain. They're kind of right on the coastal areas, as that's kind of where we'll be seeing that low pressure moving up the coast. And that's exactly why we'll be seeing such a big saturated and a big wave of moisture across the Northeast here. But it's going to kind of be more snow once you get into Canada, as that's kind of where we're seeing that main heart of that cold front. As we get towards get later into the first here, a lot of that rain will start to convert into snow, specifically towards the inner Northeast. That's kind of where we're seeing those really cold temperatures. Specifically, it'll obviously start more in those higher elevations, so we'll start to see that snow developing the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains and portions of Maryland, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, and we'll start seeing that really heavy snow popping up very quickly in the Adirondacks and upstate and as well as central New York here. So that's kind of where we start seeing our first snow developing. And it'll become a lot more widespread outside the higher elevations. Now going to start getting some snow there near Lake Huron, some snow there across Syracuse, Watertown, Utica, even starting to make its way into Vermont. And while that happens, we're still going to be seeing a pretty strong low pressure bringing some big time flooding across the mid-Atlantic, New England. So this will be one of our first spring nor'easters of the year so far, and it's going to be very widespread, getting to northeastern New Jersey here. So it's going to be pretty significant. It's not going to be some small nor'easter. It's going to bring in possibly over a foot of snow in some regions in those higher elevations. Looks like northeastern Pennsylvania, northeastern New Jersey, as well into much of eastern and central New York can get really hit quite hard, according to the European model. And even though the European and GFS have some different approaches, they do have similar snowfall maxes in the Adirondacks. But as we get later into the evening of the first, that snow will continue to increase here, now into New Hampshire, now making its way into Massachusetts and Connecticut. And that low pressure is actually going to strengthen to 997 millibars. So that precipitation rate is going to really increase to some really heavy snow, possibly in those higher elevations near Mount Washington. We may see blizzard conditions as a result of the very strong wind. And then just to the east here, since it's still going to be just above freezing at this time frame in the coastal areas of the Northeast, it'll be mainly rain. That cold air in those below freezing temperatures won't arrive until just after the storm moves out, which will be Friday. But still into early Friday, that snow will continue across those higher elevations, but the main storm will make its way, that low pressure there, 993 millibars, so it'll kind of take that storm towards the north, making its way further into northeastern Canada. But since the cold air is going to stick around for about a day or so after the storm moves out, we're going to be seeing some scattered lake effect snow here, and we may see a snow squall warning or so. Lake effect snow warning. I would not be surprised if that happens. But let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS here and see what they have. So they have a more eastern approach here. They actually have the snow developing further towards the east than, further to the west than what the Europeans did. The Europeans didn't start getting that snow till kind of right in these areas, basically. But the GFS takes it a further northwestern approach. We start seeing them snow as early as Erie, Pennsylvania, Jamestown, as well even Buffalo, New York. So it's kind of developing right on that, off the Lake Erie and Huron area. So it's going to be really a very different region here. Kind of staying towards areas like Buffalo, Watertown, the Adirondacks, Syracuse, Jamestown portions as well, even to Pittsburgh. So get some significant snowfall as well, even some slight snow into northeastern Ohio. So the Europeans taking more of a western approach, but still going to get over similar areas such as Vermont, upper New York, still including portions of central and northeastern Pennsylvania. But it kind of does not include New Jersey, does not include areas such as Connecticut. But we're still going to be seeing some similar tracks here. We got that low pressure moving up the coast there, and we're starting to be seeing some lake effect snow after, as a result of this very cold atmosphere and some leftover precipitation. We're seeing some scattered snow just off the lakes here, and we're starting to be seeing by Friday, early Friday, that snow sticking around in upper Vermont, upper New Hampshire, and then we're going to be seeing some scattered snow showers much of the day on Friday, but that really won't bring too much additional accumulation if it actually does bring any. and then it'll mostly end for sure by late Friday evening. Snowfall totals, though, like I did say, we will start to see some scattered areas that may get over a foot of snow. So this is a look at the snowfall totals throughout this whole snowstorm. So you can definitely see the higher elevations will definitely get impacted a lot more than the lower elevations in the coastal areas. So we're going to be seeing our most amount of snow definitely right here in northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and northern New York. In the upper Adirondacks, we're expecting around 9 to possibly 12 inches of snowfall. And in the upper Vermont and upper New Hampshire area, we expect anywhere from 8 inches to possibly even 14 inches of snow. But you see, it's going to kind of be more of a northern northeast storm, and as well off the lake, So look at about an inch or so, 1 to 3 inches there, scattered near Erie, Pennsylvania, southern, southwestern New York, and we could possibly even get maybe 4 inches in those higher elevations in the northeast and West Virginia, and we may even get some good snow near Scranton, possibly 3 inches or so. Syracuse may get anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Utica, and Ithaca may get anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow, but definitely be kind of limited towards those higher elevations. And even areas like Pittsfield, I believe, so that's kind of where it's located, far west, or Massachusetts may get 1 to 4 inches. And like I did say, the Europeans taking it more towards an eastern approach. So if the European does occur, we may see an inch or so in upper New Jersey. So it's going to get a little bit lower and a little bit closer to the tri-state area if the European does come true. But the GFS taking more of a northwestern approach here, and actually a lot more snow, getting over possibly just under 2 feet of snowfall here, 17.4 inches of snow, and as well getting even over 13 inches of snow there near Vermont. So similar totals for Vermont and upper New Hampshire, kind of compared to what the European is showing, but a big difference compared to what the European is showing for upstate New York, and as well a pretty big difference compared to what we're seeing there off the lake. So GFS has it really becoming a big snowstorm, kind of right off the lakes there, getting anywhere from 7 to even 9 inches of snow in that general region. So that's definitely something to keep a close eye on, because that's a pretty big difference compared to what the European is showing, as well, getting some snow all the way down to the West Virginia region, the foothills, anywhere from 5 inches or even 4 inches, may get even a few inches near Pittsburgh if the GFS comes true. So we're going to be seeing a lot more snow for like Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Jamestown, State College, Syracuse, Ithaca, Watertown, and upstate New York and upstate Vermont if the GFS occurs. But if the European does occur, we're going to be seeing some more snow for Scranton, more snow including Albany, more snow for upper New Jersey, and as well as some more snow towards regions such as Massachusetts there. But a little bit different, but it still has plenty of time to, I guess it has plenty of time for these models to agree later on. As well, we can't forget about the flooding threat here. Going to see some scatter areas, specifically off the Maine coast, where we see the heaviest rain. Getting just under 3 inches of rain, and it's going to be the heaviest off the coastal Maine, because that's kind of where that low pressure is going to be at strongest, at up to 993 millibars, just pounding very heavy rain, and we may actually get over 4 inches near Nova Scotia. So just to the southeast of Maine, we're going to get even heavier snow, but look at the pretty significant snow off the coastal region. You may get some pretty nice rain totals as well across portions of the upstate northeast as well, getting possibly near an inch and a half there near New York. Upstate New York, just under 2 inches there across the higher elevations of Vermont. But New York City may get just under around 2.5 inches of this rain there, a few inches as well, a couple inches there off the Cape Cod region, and as well Providence, and as well some good rain stretching as far south as the Delmarva Peninsula may actually reach just under 2.5 inches of rain as well. But let's go ahead and go a little bit zoomed in into New York City here. Look at the GFS model. So there you see, we're going to start seeing mainly the rain at the beginning, and they get that snow a little bit towards the northwest, where we have that colder air. But as it rushes in, we'll start to see that really heavy, oops, I don't want to do the highlighter, some very, very heavy snow, including areas such as Buffalo, Jamestown, Erie, Pennsylvania. You guys are going to get hit really hard, and actually you may see a few, if the GFS occurs, a few inches per hour. and that's going to really continue to get really hard. You're even going to start seeing some sleet developing right on the freezing line there, but really heavy snow. I mean, we're going to be seeing a pounding snow for the Adirondacks, pounding snow for areas like Syracuse, and really heavy rain for New York City and as well the coastal northeastern region. And then, of course, we'll continue seeing some nice lake effect snow the following day. Now, checking at the European, of course, they're showing more of a eastern approach, seeing that snow not developing until later on in the higher elevations until the first, and that'll just blow up from there, getting that heavier snow towards northeastern Pennsylvania into northern New Jersey as well. I'm going to start seeing some scattered sleet and freezing rain developing right on that freezing line as well. And that's going to continue into the almost the second, which is the Friday. Some really heavy snow continuing to into Vermont, New Hampshire, and upstate New York. And then, of course, we'll kind of have some scattered snow in the region. So here's a look, of course, what the GFS is showing. There you got the possibly 17 plus inches of snow in upstate New York, getting as well really heavy snow right there in the western portion of New York and as far northwestern Pennsylvania areas can possibly get over 8 inches of snow if the GFS does occur, of course, which is taking more of an eastern approach, getting around possibly 1 to 3 inches near Pittsburgh, getting just really heavy snow across the northern portion of Pennsylvania, so Philadelphia, areas such as Allentown. You guys are going to miss out on this, but you guys won't miss out if you're in Utica, if you're in Ithaca, Syracuse, Watertown. You guys as well may get anywhere from 3 to 6 inches of snowfall, but really nice snow. If you guys want to travel up there to the Adirondacks or the Appalachias in Vermont, I would recommend it. Just stay safe though. As well, look at the European. So going to be seeing, of course, that really nice snow developing right there in New York, and it's going to continue to really become a very large mess. But let's go ahead and look at the actual snowfall totals, which I'll be doing at the moment here. So we'll be looking at the actual snowfall totals, which will pop up right now. And there you go. Can get anywhere from 10 to possibly 15 inches of snow in the upper Adirondacks, and as well possibly 7 to 12 inches there in upper Vermont. Again, more snow towards the southeast, so gonna get some nice snow towards the Scranton region, 2 to 4 inches in the Poconos as well, just under an inch in upper New Jersey, and we may even get possibly an inch or 3 near Pittsfield in northwestern Massachusetts, but a lot less snow and significantly less snow than what the GFS is showing for areas such as southwestern New York and as well northern Pennsylvania. We're actually seeing up to a 7-inch difference for some areas. Less than an inch for Buffalo, less than 2 inches there for Jamestown, and just what the GFS is showing, over 8.5 inches of snow for Jamestown. So really big differences between what these models are showing. It's also pretty interesting because this is the amount of snow we've been seeing in these areas in the past 14 days. You can kind of see it's really been a snow drought. So that's exactly why it's going to be such an April Fool's, because we've been really seeing some nice spring temperatures within the Northeast. It's been getting very warm. We saw some nice, we're going to get some nice severe weather. We got some nice severe weather today. Spring is coming, right? But right as we get April 1st, boom, a big snowstorm, and as well, Arctic blast. So we've been having really a snow drought. Heaviest snow we've really seen so far in the past 2 weeks is, of course, in the higher elevations there, getting up to a foot near Mount Washington and upper Vermont. Even Maine has been pretty dry, less than 4 inches, and even as well, very little lake effect snow. And of course, we have not had any really spring nor'easters just yet, but this will be our first year. So it'll be a very interesting April Fool's prank for the Northeast, going from spring to winter and after winter back to spring. So hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys later.